It's a really bad shot. Sorry about that, but I need the light. So we're just going to kind of deal with what we got. I'm going to look all... It's late. Well, it's not late, but it's wintertime. So, hey, hi, how are you? It's Crystal again. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't been here in a long time. I've been sick literally since September. This is a dry patch of skin I've been picking at. I got another one there and another one there. I've got Vaseline on them. I'll be fine. Not exactly sure what's got me down, but my immune system's been ick for years, so, you know. But anyway, wanted to show you a meal. So all I'm doing right now is cubing chicken and throwing it into a pot that I haven't even oiled or preheated or anything, because I'm going to use what I have to make a really quick dinner. And I just took a pound of chicken out of my freezer and defrosted it from Costco, because I buy the big packages that are broken up into like 6 pounds a piece. And let me cube this up and I'll be right back with you. So all of my chicken's cubed up. I've put some oil in here, about a tablespoon, scoop of margarine. I'm going to add some seasonings, cut up some of these Wild Wonders sweet mini peppers because they need to be used. We'll cook all that. Let me turn the heat on this. Let's see, what are we going to add season-wise? Just to start, how about, if I can see, I don't have my glasses on either, I don't feel good. That's the garlic. I can't smell, so I literally had to look. Which means my taste is going to be off, which means I need to kind of be a little bit careful what I'm doing here. Just a little bit, because I don't want to over-season, but I've got other stuff going in this too. Some onion. Some black pepper from our camping spices, because we didn't go back camping, and if I have to go back camping, I'll buy more. This is going to be a one-pot meal. I have some of this Kinder's Greek blend. I'm going to throw a little bit of that in here. And just let that cook while I cut this up. And all I'm going to do to cut these up is cut the heads off of them. Run a knife through them. And then literally all I'm doing at that point is taking the rings and cutting them in half. So I'll be back at the next step. It's not my knife's fault. It is legitimately the fact that I'm not feeling good. I don't have a towel under my cutting board. Always put something under your cutting board or it's going to go sliding. I don't have a non-slip cutting board. And the fact that these peppers are a little wrinkly. They're not bad yet. They're just a little over prime. And what you just saw me do is legitimately all I've been doing is cutting them and sticking them in here with the seasonings and the chicken and the oil and the margarine. Because it's not really butter, it's margarine. Got it turned to a medium-high heat. I'm going to kind of cook it through till the chicken's about 2/3 of the way done. And then I'm going to add some other stuff. All this is going to be done all in the same pot. I don't feel good. It's going to take under 30-35 minutes. I'm making this for a family of 3. In all reality, I'm not going to eat the chicken in it. I'll eat the peppers and the rice that I'm making with it. Hope may or may not eat any of it. And then Martin will definitely eat quite a bit of it between when Martin gets home from work and lunches from leftovers. But I don't eat a lot of chicken, beef, or pork anymore. It doesn't agree with my system. Give me a few minutes and I'll be back. Oh, getting tired. Now, the reason I haven't said how many people this would actually feed is because it's about a pound of chicken. There's going to be, I can't read because I don't have my glasses on. So, there's going to be enough rice and stuff for probably 4 or 5 people, plus everything else added together. You could conceivably feed a family of 5 with this without adding anything else to it besides the vegetables, the rice, and the chicken. You can make it stretch even further by adding a salad on the side. I would serve this in a salad and maybe some bread if people like bread. Maybe some bread and butter if they like bread and butter, or rolls. And feed up to like 10, 12 people depending on appetites and ages. So, although I'm making this for a family of 3, and we all eat differently, this is a really adaptable recipe, and it's just something that I throw together every once in a great while. I haven't done it in quite some time, but I don't feel good. I have all the ingredients on hand. I'm going to improvise with some stuff that I haven't tried before, and we're just going to call it good. The chicken's about 2/3 of the way cooked. Again, when you cube it up small, it doesn't take much. There's still plenty of oil and margarine on the bottom of here, so I'm not going to worry about adding in any extra at the moment. I've got 2 different boxes of rice-a-roni. One of the reasons I don't make this very often, not a big fan of rice-a-roni, but it works real well. So I've got chicken, and I've got herb and butter. Why do I have 2 different kinds? Because we don't always buy 2 of the same kind. Because I usually just use them for Merton's lunches instead of a side dish, and use regular rice. Part of the instructions for rice-a-roni, if you don't know, is to kind of toast everything up. Now, you'll notice I didn't take my meat and my peppers out. Mostly that's because I don't feel like I have to. Why not? Well, because I'm only browning it a little bit. A lot of people, if they're doing something like this, they're going to take everything that's in the pot or in the pan, and they're going to take it out, and it's going to go to the side, and they're going to call it good, and then they're going to brown up the rice-a-roni, and then they're going to put everything back in, and incorporate it back together. You don't really got to do that. I'm not going to add my regular rice just yet, but I will in just a minute, because I want this to be very filling and take up a lot of room. Now that's pretty much browned, and you're going to be like, I brown my rice-a-roni for longer. Okay, that's you, that's not me. Might have sounded rude. I'm sorry if it did. I don't feel good. And I wanted to get back into making content, so here you go. Again, don't have my glasses on, so I kind of have to look. They're saying about 2.5 cups of water from what I can read. I might be wrong. What I'm going to do is 7 total, so that's 6, and 2 more will make, or 1 more will make 7. And I'm doing that. I'm turn this back up on high for a minute, because I'm adding in about a cup of regular rice, because I have about a cup left of regular rice. Why do we have so little? I have pretty stocked cupboards, a really stocked freezer, and a really stocked fridge at the moment. However, since we only have 3 of us, sometimes we have more pasta in the house than we have rice. Sometimes we have more rice in the house than we have pasta. Sometimes I have more vegetables in the house. Depends on the time. This has its own seasoning packets, which is another reason why I didn't over-season the chicken. I'm assuming that's the butter and herb one, because it's got yellow stuff in it. That doesn't smell like the chicken stuff. Yeah, because this one's the chickeny stuff, and that one had a lot of green stuff in it. I sound so professional, I know. Real life, I don't feel good cooking. I'm going to add just like 1 or 2 more ingredients to this after it's done cooking. But if you've ever made rice-a-roni at this point, the only thing you're doing, because I just stirred it to make sure nothing stuck to the bottom of the pan, and make sure that the herbs and the seasonings have all gotten evenly distributed. Only thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to let it come up to a boil. I'm going to do that with the lid on. And then I'm going to reduce the heat and mostly follow the instructions on the box. Give or take a few minutes here or there, give or take whether I stir it or not here or there, by using your own good judgment. Again, I don't feel good. You can do this when you don't feel good. Which makes it a perfect thing for when you don't want to have to think, but you have to think, people. And do I have to be the one cooking right now? No. There's enough stuff in the house. Nobody would have to cook right now. We could all eat leftovers. But I needed to cook some chicken, and rice sounded good. I'll be back when that's ready for me to add the last little bit, and then I'll eat some and you'll see it. I mean, I really don't feel good. This is not going to be my best video, but it does mean I'm back. Okay, real quick. Boy, I look wonderful. Real quick, while that's doing its thing in the kitchen, I had taken Hope to see her first concert in September for her birthday. Don't ask me what's going on with my head. I'm not sure. I don't feel good. All I did was literally brush it today. But I, like, immediately a day or two after the concert started feeling gross, like sick. And that feels funny. And then I turned around and we had vacation at the end of October. I did go. I was entirely sick the entire time on the way out there, on the way back. I also had a kidney stone. It was an interesting experience. We had fun, though. I was sick through Thanksgiving holiday, through Christmas holiday, through New Year. I kind of got a little better for a few days, and then I'd push myself too hard and I'd get sick again, and now it's past Valentine's Day. I thought I was doing okay. We spent like a week running around checking wedding venues, etc. So I ran myself low then. I went and got one of Hope's friends. They spent the night. Then I saw my sister. And like 2 days afterwards, I've been like this. Now the weather has been an issue right at the moment because it's been going up and down. And obviously that's not good for your sinuses. And part of why I sound the way I sound. But I'm also, in general, not feeling good. And I've had high enough fevers where I feel like I'm freezing, but my body is burning up. So I deleted all of the material I had from like September and on that I had thought I was going to make into videos. Because the one was going to end up being a complete voiceover. And I had over an hour and a half of material to go through. And I decided no. I don't have the ability to talk for that long. Instead, I decided I'd come back with a really quick update and the quickest meal I've probably made in a while. For the simple fact that I kind of need to cook, but I'm feeling like icky caca. And if I hadn't taken the chicken out the other day to defrost it and hadn't cooked it yet, I probably wouldn't have cooked tonight. Because Hope's not feeling good either at the moment, and Martin's at work. So we probably would have made do with snacks and called it a day because we really just don't feel good. However, that's the update. That's the life update. And if I sound like I'm grouchy, it's literally because I don't feel good. And a lot of the people who are going to see this have seen me through a bunch of ups and downs on this app and other apps, or have seen it in person. And the ones that are coming across it brand new, well, this is okay. This is social media. This is YouTube, but this is also my real life. So sometimes I'm just not the sweetest person. I try to be, but when I don't feel good, let's just face it, we're not always sunshines and rainbows when we don't feel good. So I'll get back to you when that's ready for the last finishing touches. And thanks for listening to me ramble. And for those of you who've been around for a while, thanks for being there. For those of you who are just showing up, please stick around. I swear I'm not always sick and I'm not always grumpy. Okay, so for most of that cooking process, I left the lid on. I've stirred it now. This is the third time. If it was normal rice, I wouldn't have stirred it. I'd have let it cook. But it's not just normal rice. And I know that the rice that I added to this got extra. But it's been in there about 15-ish minutes. And so a little bit of cooking left to do. Just making sure nothing's stuck to the bottom. And it's still pretty liquidy, which is fine because I'm going to let it cook the rest of the way without the lid on. I am not making a risotto. This is not risotto. Now this is smoked Gouda and peppers dip and spread from Costco. And it's a little spicy. Well, we have some acid reflux in the house, so can't really have spicy. I can, but most of the rest of the house can't. And I've been having more heartburn of recent than I like to admit. This is going to add some of that more spices I want to it. It's going to add a creaminess to it. And then it's going to blend very well because of the peppers. For those of you who don't know, I used to work as a professional cook. I don't currently. I will be heading back into school to be a dietitian. This is not something I would put on everybody's diet either. Obviously, with the spices, you don't really want to have to deal with. Anyway, with acid reflux, depending on cholesterol levels, you may want to cut down on a couple other things. You may want to use a lighter oil than I have used. You might want to do some water frying for a regular family or person who has very little health issues. I say regular as if that's a normal thing, quote unquote normal. Normal is a setting on a dryer, folks, or a washing machine. There is no such thing as a social construct. It's kind of looking like risotto at the moment, but it's not. And it smells amazing from what I can smell. And then I just have some regular Gavna. Some regular hickory smoked Gouda cheese. I have a whole bunch of other cheeses that I could add in here. I'm going to just take like 2 slices of that, leave one rather large slice of it left just because I like the Gouda. I have more Gouda in the fridge of a different sort. And I also have some Parmesan and a couple other things. I'm going to let this cook down a little bit. It's nice and creamy at the moment. And then I'm going to melt those 2 slices in it by just breaking up those 2 slices. And then I'm going to serve it. Because I don't want it to be dry. I want it to have a creaminess to it, which is why I put this in there to begin with. I'm done. I'm going to give you guys no cheese sticks. Nope. No cheese sticks. Oh, that's lovely. Now, the reason I use Gouda is it has a very low melting point, so it goes real quick. It gives a creaminess to it. It gives a hickory kind of, well, of course, this is a hickory smoked Gouda, but it gives a smoked kind of goodness to the meal. And then, like, this was $4.38 at my local store. For half a pound. Ow! Don't fall on my foot. Yeah, yeah, that's about done. Now, I just don't want people to be worried or scared about cooking, because even when you don't feel good, and I'm just looking for chicken because I'm not going to eat the chicken, so I don't want to waste it in my bowl. Yeah, and I don't have very much of an appetite at the moment. But I don't want people to be scared of cooking, even if you can't. Sooner or later, you know what your family likes, you know what you like. Sooner or later, cooking, which is very forgiving for the most part, can just basically be done by instinct. Because if you do it often enough, you know it's pretty much going to taste good. From what I can taste, this is spot on. My throat's sore. It hurts to swallow. Keep your surfaces as clean as possible. My kitchen needs some work right now. I haven't been feeling good. When this cools down, I'll put it away. I'm gonna see if Hope wants any first. And go eat. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend. And I hope I see you next week too, because I really don't feel good. I might just do a series of like how to cook when you don't feel good. Alright guys, bye. And it's a hit with Hope, so bonus points. Only, more chicken, less peppers. See you guys soon. Bye.